Welcome to the channel. With reference to our discussion on 52 plus painting defects, their causes and countermeasures, our today's subject of discussion is fish eyes. The discussion would include definition, illustration and photograph, logical explanation, key causes of fish eyes, key point, causes and countermeasures, order of priority, that's from high to low, infographics, fish eyes, repair method, and finally, introduction to the next topic. The defect fish eyes can be explained as fish eyes are small, round, crater-like depressions that form in the wet paint film during or shortly after spray application, caused by localized surface contamination that prevents proper wetting of the coating. It is a small, crater-like opening in the finish after it has been applied. Here is the illustration and photograph, that is, fish eyes can be explained as small, small circular crater-like openings that appear during or shortly after the spray application. How can we explain it logically? Number one, paint wetting behavior. For paint to form a smooth finish, it must spread evenly across the surface. If the substrate has spots of contamination, जैसा कि ऑयल है, ग्रीस है, वैक्स है, सिलिकॉन है या मॉइस्चर है, the paint cannot wet those areas. Number two, difference in surface tension difference. Contaminants usually have a lower surface tension than the paint. When the paint flows over them, it pulls back, leaving a circular gap like water beading on an oily surface. That is another important point to note, and that's another logical explanation regarding the appearance of fish eyes. Number three, resulting appearance. This pullback effect creates smaller circular craters when with a ring around the edge and a bare or thinly coated spot in the middle. They look like a cluster of tiny eyes starting up from the paint surface, hence the name fish eyes. What are the key causes of fish eyes? क्या क्या इंपॉर्टेंट फिश आइज की वजूहत हो सकती हैं? सरफेस, ऑयल, ग्रीस और फिंगरप्रिंट्स. दूसरी वजह, सिलिकॉन कंटेमिनेशन, very common in workshops from polishes, lubricants or sealants. तीसरी वजह, improper cleaning before painting. चौथी वजह, contaminated compressed air or spray equipment. Fifth one, moisture or wax residues. Fish eyes are not simply a paint failure, but a symptom of surface preparation issues. They tell us the substrate was not completely clean or compatible with the coating system. In the paint shops, fish eyes are one of the most frustrating defects because even a tiny contamination can ruin the whole finish, as shown in these two photographs. That is why professional painters say, professional painters क्या कहते हैं? Fish eyes don't come from the paint. They come from what is underneath or around it. What are the key potential causes and their countermeasure? Number one, surface contamination. That is oil, wax, grease, or silicone on the substrate, on the surface of the substrate. Cause spraying over surfaces contaminated with oil, wax, or silicone grease, etc. This is very important. बहुत अहम है. Thoroughly clean the surface with detergent or hot water, followed by recommended solvent cleaner. Use fresh, clean wiping cloths. Number two, probable cause would be use of thinner oblique reducer in place of solvent cleaner. Always use the recommended solvent cleaner. Do not substitute at your own with the thinner or reducer. तीसरी मुमकिन वजह poor surface preparation, that is improper or insufficient surface cleaning or preparation in general. Follow complete surface preparation, that is sanding, cleaning, degreasing, tack cloth wiping, and solvent wipe. The fourth probable reason could be repaired areas with additives, that is, spraying over previously repaired areas containing fish eyes eliminator additives. Therefore, solvent, therefore sand and isolate with 2K primer surfacer before refinishing. Avoid painting directly over such areas. The fifth probable reason could be air supply contamination. That is, compressed air जो supply होती है वही contaminated है by water or air. Therefore, install and maintain air dryers, filters, and oil separators. Drain lines regularly. Number 6. Chemical contamination from products, that is, oil, wax, grease, or silicone contamination from polishers or sealers. Therefore, use only paint-safe, silicone-free products. Avoid detailing sprays oblique polishes near spray booths. The seventh probable cause could be equipment lubricant contamination. इक्विपमेंट पे जो लुब्रिकेंट्स यूज होते हैं वो उन कंटेमिनेशन की वजह से भी ये मसला आ सकता है. दैट इज lubricants from moving parts, that is spray gun, booth conveyor, etc. Avoid contamination by using non-silicone substrates, by using non-silicone lubricants. Maintain equipment, prevent leak. Number 8. The secondary sources of contamination, that is, contaminating from cloths, aprons, gloves, etc. This is ये related है स्प्रे पेंटर के हवाले से जो स्प्रे बूथ में काम करते हैं. For them, use lint-free, silicone-free wipes, clean aprons, gloves dedicated for paint area. The order of priority could be for action is surface contamination. That is number one, biggest issues. Air supply contamination, compressed air supply, which contains oil, water in the air. This is very common and could be severe. Improper, insufficient surface preparation and improper cleaning practices. The others are repaired areas with fisheye eliminators, chemical contamination from wax, polish, and sealants, lubricant contamination from the equipment itself और spray painters के हवाले से cloths, aprons and gloves contamination. Here is the infographic related to the causes and countermeasure applicable to the paint defect, that is fish eyes, which is self-explanatory and we have discussed it already in complete details. Finally, repair method. In case of fish eyes, if the paint is still wet, remove the wet paint film using a suitable solvents, clean the surface thoroughly, and refinish the area. And if fish eyes occur during spraying, add the manufacturer's recommended fish eye eliminator to the paint. Respray the affected area. And if fish eyes appear in the base coat, allow the base coat to flash off, dry to touch. Apply a light mist coat over the affected area. Do not use fisheye eliminator in undercoats or base coat colors. If the paint has already dried, sand the surface until smooth, removing craters below the fisheye defects, and finally refinish the area. With this, we conclude our today's discussion on the subject of very important paint defect, that is fish eyes. Please do drop your comments, share your experience to further improve the contents of this channel, and hopefully our next episode will be that's episode number 21, and that will be the paint defects known as industrial fallout. Thank you, and thank you very much.